Oops. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a bright, sunny day in the Bay Area. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dude, this plant's pissing me off. My control's good. And I will zoom in, mate. Welcome everybody to the stream. 100 stream streak. Brock, let's get crazy. Good morning. You guys having a good day, evening so far? Welcome, welcome. Another day, another stream. What have I got to report from last night? Last night, Zilpois again. I got nothing. I didn't manage to listen to any phone calls other than 2 seconds between Haley Maxwell and Chief Stern, and then I stopped listening immediately. Other than that, I didn't get anything. Although I did go up to the bodega in Sandy, and there's quite a few people there actually. Passy Miller was there meeting with Benicio and the mayor, princess. And then Arthur Maguire was there, and he was like, how do I do an Irish accent? I'm not going to try and butcher it. But he was like, there's a lot of guns going around lately. And I was like, yeah, I wonder where they're coming from. And Arthur Maguire's like tied in with Edgar and everything, so it's kind of funny. I think he knows that I know, and I know that he knows, and he knows that I know, and I know that he knows. Bang, bang, bang. But I think we might have something a bit different. Oh yeah, we did we got a letter. Ziggy sent us a letter through Go Postal, aka Sadie, which is I guess a Kiva character. And yeah, we got a letter from Ziggy that was like, hey, someone's put a bounty out for you for $50,000, and they're gonna beat you up with a gorilla. And I think that was it, really. And it was marked as your least favorite kid. And then I was like, who sent this? And she was like, well, technically, yeah, they did pay for anonymity. So this was from Ziggy Bugs. So Brandon's around. Oh, I'm tired this morning. I just knew. Now. Ugh. Yeah, I'll take it for the 14 months.
Said that with my mouth.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the stream. So what was happening last night? I was about to say something else. Yeah, that was it really for last night. There wasn't a lot going on. But this morning, as I was loading in, I read some reports. Well, I didn't read anything. I saw the titles that might be of interest to us. Not Faceless related. At least I don't think so. Moose Knuckles subpoena. Moose Knuckles search warrant. Moose Knuckles master report about leaking and draining $62 million from the DOJ. What? What? Moose Knuckles Burn Book. Dear DOJ, yuck you, cluck bags from Moose Knuckles. Number one lawyer, number one judge, bullied by the DOJ, fought the DOJ to uphold rights, ruled fairly, justly, and correctly. Marshall and the toxic DOJ lies. But not stop Judge Knuckles, mighty Moose. There's a picture of Gates, Murray, and Shaw with googly eyes and their tongues out. Justice Gates actively spreads lies, afraid to confront people, admits lying, actively corrupt. Walking examples of rules for thee, but not for me. Unprofessional. Garbage Gates. Wait, what does that picture say? He finally crashed out. Does Jaina open a fucking dashboard tag? You're killing me. I've never been so dry in my life. If I die, it was Sean Danielson. That just seems like... That just seems like a Zoomer tweeting, I'll be honest. Justice Danielson complains about others, doesn't provide solutions, doesn't know the difference between suspicion and moral cause. Don't throw stones in glass houses, Moose. Come on now. Cost the DOJ 300k. Actively corrupt, willfully ignorant, dummy Danielson. Justice Falconer is a bird. Birds are corrupt. Toxic, rude, cruel, and full of spite. He's just Scottish. Leave him alone. Doesn't know how to do his job. Crazy. Never helpful, always spiteful. Changed legislation and penal code. Multiple times in violation of the Constitution per governor. Failure Falconer. Moose is not corrupt. Justices bullied me. Bullies made me. Moose is now corrupt. The fuck? Former number one judge, former number one lawyer, yuck the toxic DOJ. Moose empty the DOJ bank account. To get it back, catch me before Moose goes on a vacation. Bahamas are nice this time of year. Moose also let slip Funhouse raid. Sorry. Wow. What was that about, the Funhouse raid? Moose and the Mooses 5 have taken 62 million from the DOJ. I quit, yuckers. Fucking hell. Damn. What the hell happened, dude? Oh my god, he actually has 62 million in his account as well. Holy shit, dude. Thank you for the $62 million. Willing to return the money if Justice Gates, Justice Sean, and Justice Murray all resign and say sorry for being clownsists against Moose for months. Wow. Holy shit. That's crazy. Oh my god. I don't know, what are those hack charges again? The ones against, like... No, no. I don't think it's this, Oh, and he drank cold tea. I thought there was another one. I don't think so. Okay, so what's I guess the PD was handling this last night? I was thinking possibly terrorism, yeah. Because he's trying to use intimidation, but it's kind of it's extortion with a possible grounds for terrorism, but he's not like using extreme violence. Like, would you consider this extreme intimidation because it's just money? Oh, hello. He wants 30 days of phone records, 30 days of bank records. You haven't included a phone number, but I guess it's in here, so sure. Statement of probable cause, reference this. On 5th, open direct claims to have leaked a raid on the funhouse that was commit. Why are you putting felony obstruction of justice and not fucking theft? Embezzlement, all of the above. Hello? The warrant was approved on 5/15, but could not be committed until the 19th due to a subpoena that had been filed to locate and confirm the property, Grapeseed Avenue 42, was the funhouse. The raid was committed on the property, which the property was made purposely hard to raid and recover illegal items entirely because the property, they were put behind games and puzzles that officers had to complete in order to complete the raid. That is so fun. What the hell? Also found in the book through several twats and 911 was Moose Snuggles admitted to stealing $62 million from the DOJ account. And therefore, the LSPD seek the bank records to be able to tangibly prove the bank record and leaking of... It's not how you write a subpoena, but whatever. I'm worried that the DOJ aren't going to sign that. They should, but... And they're going for a search warrant as well. Why? Moose Knuckles express consent? Oh, Peters was there. Moose Knuckles is no longer judged as full vehicles seized with the VAFA legislation currently in their possession. Oh, okay, this is just to get the vehicles back. It would be a felony instruction because you leaked the raid, but yeah, to me, like, the bigger issue, he's no longer a government employee. So the bigger issue is the $62 million. You know? What's this one? Snuffles? Okay. Judge around the window? I'm probably going to say no, but I also want to see it. It's over here. Who that? Oh, someone grabbing a push bike. Oh, there is a judge around there. Is it being reviewed already? We need to kind of get on this quickly, to be honest, though. Like, sooner rather than later. Oh, she's on the phone. Oh, Brian's around, though. Brian. Beep beep. No beeps. He said yes, but where is he? Any beeps? Oh, I found a beep. Beep located. It's the face that's confirmed. Also, I don't know where he is. Hold on. Oh, he's coming. Have you heard any calls yet? No. I'll be honest. Anything I've heard has been for like 2 seconds. Oh, who is that?
Hello.
I got Brian coming, Danny. I know you're already aware.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
No, he gave himself. The way Chris is trying to take.
No, he didn't.
He gave himself up.
No, we literally chased him.
Oh, I didn't know there was like an arrest made there.
Yeah.
For what? What was he arrested for?
Moose Knuckles warrant apprehension. 15770.
Is he on a hold?
Yeah, he's on a hold.
Okay. Oh, he's walking around the front.
Put that thing away, Jesus.
I'm making sure no one's listening. He said, lying through his teeth. He just wanted to hear the teeth. Brian, is that you?
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad, Brian. What's on your head? What is that?
A hat?
Oh, I didn't.
Not guilty.
I've never seen anybody wearing that before. Come on, come inside.
Just for you, I'll take it off.
Oh God, no! Put it back on.
Mr. Rhodes is requesting to open the side gate so that way he may park the core.
He's
and
here?
then he said disregard.
got
I
it.
just wanted to let you know in case you didn't know.
Oh, is it disregarded? Okay. Is he coming to the meeting yet?
Mr. Dark is very, very attentively asking if you are coming to the meeting. He said, "Affirm, I am."
Oh,
Verbatim.
hell yeah.
Like just like that.
Stop standing. Okay. I thought for a minute my life flashed before my eyes, Brian, because
Why?
you're. Can I speak freely, sir?
Yes, yes, of course.
Your
We're
gaunt,
friends.
your gaunt face and pale skin, plus you standing at the threshold without coming through, made me think just for a moment you might be a vampire.
That is honestly a better answer. I would rather be a vampire.
Yeah, like you didn't come through the doorway. And I watched that Sinners movie recently. You seen that one with Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld?
Yes. No,
That was
I
a
don't
ve-
watch movies.
You don't watch movies?
Nope. Haven't watched
Man,
a
you
movie in my
really
life.
are a freaky boy, huh, Brian?
Oh
Where's my
God.
husband at?
Oh. Mr. Dark is running. Escaping. Hunting for you, Mr. Rhodes.
Where is he at?
I will ask. Is Remy needed to be here as well? She was present for majority. of it.
Anybody who's involved, yeah, let's have a bloody meeting.
Yeah, Remy, he said yes.
Where's he? Where is he? Oh, he's already inside.
Oh.
I thought you were going to tell me where you were, because I wish we were meeting at the marshal office now, the good one.
Fair enough.
Do you need me to invite you in?
I would appreciate it.
Come on in, Brian.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, it smells lovely.
Hey,
in here.
honey.
Hey, honey, how are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. You know, waking up to lots of money missing. It's a good day.
Yep.
No, it's back.
You got the money?
We do. The money is returned.
Oh,
We got the
That was a spoiler. That was a massive spoiler.
that
by
was
the
a
way.
spoiler, man. What the hell? I think Remy's here.
Oh,
Poor Remy.
Come on, Remy.
Hello.
Sir,
Who's outside?
Remy's tired.
just so you're
Uh,
aware,
hol-
when you go
hold
and
on.
check, you'll notice that 1 million of it is still gone. Just so you know, it's 1 million of it still has not been collected yet. That's another spoiler.
Wait, let's go into the office. Okay.
Oh, this place looks so lovely. I
Why'd
think
you
I want
say
to
it
get
like
buried
that?
in
Room
here.
more than once.
You want to get married in here?
I said buried, but I would love to get married too.
You guys know that Brian's
I'm
a
a virgin.
vampire? Wait, I was looking for a different word beginning with V,
No, honey, wrong. That's
I thought
Bruce.
you were gonna
Bruce is the vampire.
but no. Brian is too. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Okay.
Anyway,
Fine.
Go,
It's just
Finn.
fake
You know,
pickles and mine.
Rhodes. Yeah, I took it over. I took it over.
Yep,
the
what's
other
up?
One, so I said I took vampire over the other thing that he could have called me. So
so what can someone give me a? I mean, I read the report, so I know what's happened. But give me a real debrief, please.
I will give you the most realistic brief. It will be so real. You'll be like, damn. I really appreciate how truthful it was.
Ryan, before you answer, are you aware that there's no Garrity warning in our legislation?
Oh God. Spell
Be
Gary?
very careful with what you say.
I'm not his employer.
But actually, true. Wait. But you could provide that information to his employer.
Yeah, but I could do that if he was if he was Gary wanted or not. I wouldn't be held by anything.
But are you asking him within the capacity of his job?
He's not in trouble, honey. He's okay.
Beyonce
Okay.
once
All right.
told me
I
that
trust
girls
my
run the
husband. I
world.
think you're good.
Okay. All right. Narrative time. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Let's get it. Let's get it to going.
This was a fucking fever dream and a half.
It really was. So it might take me a bit.
Mhm.
It was absolutely a fever dream. So we get off of call. It's only 3 of us on duty. It was me at that time. It was me, Helen.
I'm tired, honey.
No, that was 4 of you, Bruce and Bilby.
Yes.
Really, really tired.
So the people on duty at that time currently was me, Bilby, Helen, Bruce, Remy. Remy just 41. We start seeing on the twatter that Moose Knuckles self-admitted to stealing $62 million out of the DOJ account, which is the entirety of the bank account. So
And quitting.
That was the whole thing.
The whole thing. He had self-admitted to stealing the entirety of the $62 million that was in the DOJ account and then quit.
You know that changes things, but carry on.
Yes. So I immediately get questioning because I had previous incidents which are questionable because I'll take it back a couple of days. On 5/19, we committed a search warrant on the funhouse, that in which was clearly, very deliberately leaked. It was made. The funhouse was made into a little game, like a carnival show, in which there's a mirror maze, a Peggle game, etc., to be able to recover weaponry that was found within the funhouse. It was very intentionally made so that it would make it purposely difficult for us to locate the items that we were looking for in the search warrant, and the rest of it was very clearly, the stash was very clearly cleaned out. So we initially raised some questions because Chatterbox was already present on scene for that raid, already knew about it, and was following us while we were committing the raid as we were heading up to the funhouse. And then obviously us raiding it confirmed it.
That's kind of
right?
funny, dude.
So I start getting curious about the Moose Knuckles incident because we had only ruled down the 2 people that would have been aware of the search warrant, would have been him and Party Hardy, conventionally enough. We continue on to investigate. We call and notify judges of what's happening, and they eventually confirmed that yes, the $62 million was missing from the DOJ account. We are still just to keep it for clarification's sake, clarity's sakes. We still are locating the receipt for that proof of transaction. That is something that just needs to be delivered when the subpoena gets delivered to us and signed and all that.
They just foil the
So
account.
we that's the thing.
Don't get us started.
It is.
It's a whole thing.
It is
Explain the thing, please.
a transaction
The
that
accounts-
large did not show up initially on the account.
What the hell?
If you know what I mean, it was a large transaction that feasibly did not show up on the thing until we get a subpoena to be developed for it. It's very.
What?
I'm
So like
trying
the
to be a
FOIA
shut
is different to the subpoena? Is like
the FOIA
The
as it
FEMA?
stands right now. The FEMA would we need our tornado relief. Our FOIA would have delivered no results, if you catch my drift. But we needed to do a subpoena.
But it would
to be able
have.
to-
So you didn't? Did nobody check it?
If you were to FOIA the account,
we're waiting.
yes. I don't. In my opinion, if we were to FOIA the account, that transaction would not have shown up. We would need to subpoena Moose to get his side of the
Assumptions get you
transaction.
killed, Brian.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There's a judge around.
Well,
Why
am
is
I
that
dying?
not been supplied yet? And what's taking the DOJ so long?
I don't know.
There's a judge around right now.
Yes, and I don't think they do those.
I don't know who's. Let me see who's calling me. Hello, Richard Dog.
Hi, Richard.
Can I call you right back, Lily?
Yeah.
I'm just in a meeting. And I'll call you afterwards, right? I'm glad
Okay,
you
fine.
sound a lot better than the last time I spoke to you, though.
We talked before?
Yes, I'll speak to you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Yeah, we need to get that for you because
Yes, so it is already pending. So we have already done the FOIA. There's a paperwork trail for everything. We have already done the FOIA. It has not been signed. We have done a subpoena. It has not been signed. So let me continue. The FOIA is still in progress, right? But we have enough proof to put a warrant on Moose's head because of the following. So after getting him to self-admit on Twitter that he stole and embezzled the funds, he was then passing around a book. The book was found at least 3 times by us. Yep, that book right there. There is many like it. There's 3 of them copies in the evidence locker that all had fingerprints matching to a DNA strand that we did not have on file, which we also saw Moose throw it to us. So we are we're 99% sure that it is Moose's DNA that's on file or not on file. So that book details exactly everything that he did on the last
hold on. So
page.
we don't have his DNA,
We do not have his DNA on file.
and you saw him throw the book that had
Yes.
fingerprints on it. Get a DNA warrant.
Yep, we're gonna do that. That's part of the. I've already done a search warrant for him. It's been a lot of paperwork.
Hell yeah.
So DNA warrant, and I have a to-do list. We need to get that, and then so we have 3 traces of him throwing around this book. So he then also 911s, and I'll read the 911s verbatim.
In other words, he's cooked.
Not in this report, it would be in the other one. Yep. The 911s verbatim stated, "Thank you for the $62 million. Willing to return the money if Justice Gates, Justice Sean, and Justice Murray all resign and say sorry for being clowncist against Moose for months." We then reply, "Did you write that book?" He responds, "Moose's burn book? Yes, I did. I've been bragging about it all over town. Sold 62 million and tipped off the raid. Yuck, yeah, baby. I will hang on to the many useless or many money. It's supposed to say money, unless Gates, Sean, and Murray resign and say sorry for being clowncist." We then asked, "Was there anything else you leaked?" He said, "Nope, never broke any rules besides the justices being clowncists, who said that I did over and 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 over again until Moose got mad and took the money. Why did you leak the raid though? Are you?" And then that's what we said. "Why did you leak the raid though?" And he said, "Are you more upset that Moose got ticked off and said what happens if the funhouse gets raided in the next week or 2 than the fact that I stole 62 million?" The reason why we were so hung up on the raid is because I knew that I can at least get a warrant off of him for felony obstruction of justice, because he was basically self-admitting through the 911 call with his name attached to it and phone number that he purposely obstructed a raid by leaking it. So we do the warrant. We arrest him about an hour later into shift 3. We take him into interrogation and we question him. He basically admits to the whole thing. He says that he had a money order on him that had $53 million on it from the DOJ account, as well as 2 bags. He had 2 bags of duffel bags on him, which each had $1 million on them. And then he said that he also gave the bags to Stumbles, Flyrone, Lily, and Snuffles, who I don't know actually. I don't know who Snuffles is. They were a part of a Moose's 5 that he kept twatting about. That basically was holding on to the money, and at one point tried to do a hostage negotiation with me for it, but they eventually bowed down because Moose was like, "Hey, just give it back." So
well, you said money order. What do you mean by that?
It was a check. It was a check. It is in the warrant apprehension incidents.
I don't see any evidence.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I haven't put the pictures in. It's in the other.
It's in
the other one.
Is it in the other one? Oh, sorry.
In the subpoena?
Prior to the master doc.
Oh,
yes, it is in the Moose Knuckles 15768. That
Because
is the
prior to that, he came up to myself and Jaina as I was discussing this with her, like trying to figure out what the hell is going on with the account.
She's gonna be no.
Uh, yeah, he proceeded to taunt, and then I was like, okay, would you consent to search? He's like, yeah, go ahead. And I photographed his possessions. So he was really wanting a goose chase, but at the time there was literally 3 officers on duty.
Hmm.
And yeah,
yes, we could not pursue in shift 2. We wanted to for sure, but we just unfortunately could not due to the lack of units. They had 5 clowns, we had 3 cops.
Sounds like an even fight to me.
Fair enough. So yes, that money order had $53 million on it. I have the confirmation for that just in case. I didn't feel like it was necessary to put in the report, but I can if absolutely necessary. But the money order had $53 million on it, and then there was $1 million stuffed in each bag. There is a total of 9 bags, as stated per Moose Knuckles. We have recovered 8 of them. So the other one is currently under the possession of a clown named Snuffles. I actually don't know who that is. If anybody does, Snuffles clown. I have his phone number. I don't have his name.
Okay.
So that is where we're
So that
currently at.
53 plus 8 million is back in the DOJ account.
Yes, that a total of 61 is currently back in the DOJ account.
Okay.
We took it to Ava. She put it in the DOJ account.
It was all
The
cash.
last 1 million is still just it was money order, and then we had to facilitate the cash. It was a 5-minute process, but
Okay.
yeah. So the other thing is I recorded our interrogation. I have that. I just need to put it on a proper medium, and then what else? We sent up Moose on a 24-hour investigative hold because we do not have the results of the subpoena yet to be able to verify the charges that he is getting currently. So
Okay.
once we get that subpoena results, then we can go ahead and send them in on felony obstruction of justice and embezzlement. I also have a question based on the embezzlement because it does state that we have to put him in debt because of that. The way it was worded, it seemed like we had to bill him.
well, the thing, no, well, so the thing is, he's returned. So this is pending the money being returned. This is if he actually used it and it's gone and he doesn't have it, then he would be billed for 62 million plus whatever the fine is for that.
Okay,
But since he's returned it, he would just get the base.
So
charge.
currently, he's still facing a $1 million fine.
Yep.
Okay, I got a question. I'm gonna throw it out there. Was what Moose did couldn't it be articulated as terrorism?
We did go around with saying treason and terrorism. I think based on the wording that I saw, especially for treason, I know we looked at it specifically for treason. It required some sort of insurrection or rebellion that was violent in nature, and I don't believe that to be the case. There was no shooting or anything. There was no violent actions taking place other than a reckless evading, potentially, which we eventually did catch him for that. And also, he wasn't driving that Lampadati, right? It was Stumbles. No, he actually was driving, so he should be getting reckless evading too. That is something we need to add. Terrorism, like I said, it just we could not articulate the violence part. I think that was or like under the name of religious ideology or political aims. I mean, I guess it could be,
but it says extreme violence. There was
it says extreme violence, and we did not have any violence.
I would say big no on the big T.
My issue with it though is that, like, by definition, Moose destabilized the government. He removed every single. He removed $62 million. That was all of their funding. It was gone.
Correct, but is it true that you guys don't get paid right now?
Yeah, we don't have access to any kind of account or funding.
So, who did they destabilize?
honestly, like a lot of people just kept life moving. To be honest with you, like me, it was well at that time it was only me, Remy, and Bilby on duty. And it was a panic attack for like an hour. With we were speaking to Barrick at one point, and he basically just said, "Yep, it's all gone." And I was like, "Okay, great." But I don't know. I'm not sure what
Yeah,
exactly would be the
I called him
destabilization.
initially. I was off duty, but I got a call, and he
Honestly,
didn't see it at
as
first.
well, I would say with how quickly we got the money back, there wasn't time for a full destabilization because it was back within 2 hours of it, 2 to 3 hours of it being taken. So it didn't really. It was kind of like that panic effect, but there was no lead on because it was back in custody so quick.
But this is something I told him. I was like, I will be adding this to your impeachment case. Just because that you quit, does it mean nothing will happen to you? Again, it's going to be up to the DOJ to determine any sort of other form of punishment outside of any criminal charges. So.
My issue here is that, like, this isn't like embezzlement of like $1,000 or $100K. This is $62 million. This is every dime that the DOJ had. I feel like if we hit him with embezzlement and that's it, there's nothing. Now, unless we go another route and we criminally, yeah, sure, let's just hit him with embezzlement, you know, felony obstruction, whatever. But then we have to, you know, maybe we could go after him civilly for the, you know, no, because we've already got the money back. This is the issue. We have to, you know, realistically, to get justice here, I think embezzlement's a slap on the wrist for what it is.
That was something we spoke about when originally organizing everything, but we went multiple people threw ideas out, and it was the only thing we could actually physically articulate properly.
Yeah, I mean, keeping in mind this guy I thought was a judge until he quit. You know what I mean? It really like
He
shakes,
was
I
on
guess.
my VAF appeal.
Yeah. Yes, he is still like was technically. In fact, even though he quit, he was still technically had chags and stuff in the MDT for judge related activities. He still could have signed on duty and proceeded to do whatever he wanted to do and continue to do it. Right.
Wait, what time did this occur? Because he posted on the docket on my VAF appeal as of 11:45 p.m. EST and said, stepping down from the DOJ and being a judge, this will be taken over by someone else. Thank you. Was it before or after that?
I would say that we
After.
received
It's after.
Yeah, I would say we received the first twat about it. That would be specific timing would be
That was roughly midnight.
yeah, around midnight for sure.
Yeah, because he posted on his impeachment as a response at 11:44. I didn't see that until after the twats started going out. So
Yeah, because we were no, it would be somewhere around 11:50-ish because that's when we did the FOIA. We started the FOIA on 11:57, so it took us a while to like process what was going on and everything. I would say around 11:50 is when it actually occurred.
But there's still $1 million outstanding.
There was still $1 million outstanding. He said that he gave $1 million to a clown named Snuffles. I have his phone number. I don't have
Snuffles
his
or
name.
Stuffles?
Snuffles.
Something like that.
It was Snuffles with
Yeah.
an N.
Sorry to go back. To go back to the charge, like the terrorism thing, like I'm now realizing this is really flawed. Like, let's say, here's my hypothetical. Let's say we had a group of cyber hackers, right, who decided today they're going to be terrorists, and they hack in to every single bank account in the city, you know, all the DOJ and the PD, all the government bank accounts, and they take all the money out, right? And then they start intimidating everybody and saying, you've got to dissolve, you've got to quit, you've got to resign. We'd agree that that's cyber terrorism. But because they did no violence whatsoever, we couldn't charge them.
I think the problem with the terrorism charge at the moment comes from how they've just rolled back all the penal code, because you got to remember it was different, the definition, and then we've just had the rollback recently to back in February before they redid all the charges, so a lot of definitions are now outdated and no longer as they were.
Mhm.
What was it before the rollback?
Well, regardless,
This-
I mean, it always included extreme violence, and there's nothing here to articulate that.
Yeah, like I said, the most violent thing that happened was reckless evading, for sure.
Yeah, but this is my issue. Is like, what do we agree that not based on the definition, just based on the word terrorism and what we consider to be terrorism, not letter of the law, spirit of the law, is what he did terrorism?
I don't know if I would agree
I
with
would
that.
say no, just due to the time frame. There wasn't the time for the government to be destabilized, because it
Yeah,
was
but that's
back within a few.
that's regardless
few
of his
hours.
intent. Like his intent was to have 3 justices, pillars of the DOJ, remove themselves, and he was using $62 million as intimidation.
I think there'd be a stronger case to build in the event where the money was missing for an extended period of time. And even then, it's still rough because you have to hit the prong of extreme violence.
Yeah, I'm ignoring that for now because I don't think that should include and there. It should be and or.
Yeah, I mean, the
I
reason why
agree.
we didn't choose
I
to
agree.
even think about that is just because it says, I mean, quite literally, the first words of it is use extreme violence. You know, like that's just something that wasn't present. And if it's like the first words, I feel like that should be the most present tense words. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Also, I don't think the definition changed. I'm looking at the penal code changes from February, which is what we've been told
It
was
might
everything
not have
that got.
been. I thought it did, but I forgot.
I don't think so because going through report 18484, it doesn't say anything about terrorism in this.
I think you'd have a much easier time pushing treason.
I haven't read treason.
But even then, I don't.
It still says extreme
Uh,
violence. It is still part of it. Well, it's quite literally says a rebellion or insurrection, which I definitely don't think happened. I mean, we could articulate that the Ocean Five or the Moose Five was a rebellion group, but they were just holding on to money, and then they eventually just gave up said money when Moose
I mean,
gave up the money.
him and his 5 against the DOJ. The issue is that it seems like we're trying to find a combination of both treason and terrorism. We're looking for I don't know the term I'm looking for.
Yeah, I would also like to mention this seems very unprecedented. I don't think nothing like this has happened in a very long time. So
Yeah, that is
there's
true.
been any regulation around it.
As
I
it
got a
stands right
question.
now, the only. Oh, go ahead.
How do we know that the money he's given back in the bags was the money from the DOJ account?
I don't think he had that much money on his own.
Honey, there's no way someone's sitting on 60
No.
many million.
I'm not necessarily saying that much, like the 52, but what about the other 9 or no, 53, and then he had 9 bags, right? How do we know the 9 bags weren't like dirty money that they've like cleaned through the system or whatever, and then they've given it back, and now we've got dirty money in the DOJ account?
That is potentially a risk. I cannot say I can't consider that. When we received the cash, I ran it through forensics. I did verbatim say that I was going to run through the cash through forensics and make sure that they count it all, and it seemed like everything was present. I did not receive any warning or any subsidiary from the I don't even know if that's the right word. That's definitely not the right word. Subsidiary is like a house term. I did not receive any confirmation that it was anything out of the ordinary. So that is definitely a risk that could have been taken. That I just did not find present.
Yeah, so I mean, there was a photograph of his bank account that was like 62 million, right? So he had the 62 million, He transferred it into his account, and then he withdrew. What, 9 million?
All of it. He withdrew.
Oh, he withdrew
apparently,
all of it.
because it was all in physical. 53 million of it was on that check. I guess it could still be in the bank if it's on a check, but
Yeah.
and then the other 9 million was in cash. 8 million that recovered in cash.
As it stands right now, the only thing that where we can get some sort of justice for the gravity of the crime that he committed is in the impeachment, and the DOJ can determine what sort of complimentary
But he's
punishment should go along with
he's
his
not a government
actions.
employee anymore. That's the issue.
He is not.
Well, but you can still, like, just because someone's a government employee, like,
Yeah, but like
he took the money out. He took the money out while he was a government employee, and then he quit.
I agree, but the articles of impeachment or whatever would have no effect on him now because he's not a government employee. I think I agree with you on, like, I think what you're trying to do is, like, you know, do request certain things from the DOJ for moves, but I think that might be able to be done by his case through the whatever docket case we post.
Well, charges did not get pressed. He's on the 24-hour investigative hold. I mean,
I think we need to get
plenty of contact. But...
Yeah, we need to get the records so we can try and trace where the money went. We need to follow the money.
Yes.
And make sure that, you know, to the best of our ability, we can ensure that there is all the right money that got back in our account. Or
so
the DOJ's
the
account.
subpoena has already been submitted and approved. It's actually it's been signed. So we are just pending the results. It's been signed as of 5/19, which was 30 minutes ago.
Who was it?
Arcadia.
That was Arcadia. Okay.
So the subpoena is